5 people and wounded at least 8 others, including 2 cops. Terry Vaughn joined other mourners at a vigil last evening in Louisville.
I wanted to stand in solidarity with other members of the community that were hurting. And it doesn't matter the color of your skin or your race or your gender. None of that matters. Like, pain is pain.
The audio for WHAS-TV. The gunman opened fire on police officers. They returned fire. The 25-year-old attacker is dead. Police say the gunman had live streamed parts of the attack online. Top U.S. intel officials scrambling to limit the damage done by online leaks of highly classified documents dealing with the Ukraine war, among other things.
The Pentagon says the leaked documents present a very serious risk to national security here at the White House. The government has been reaching out to South Africa.
We've been in touch with relevant allies and partners over the last couple of days at very high level.
The administration has been careful not to authenticate the information contained in the classified documents, but it's clear that U.S. officials view the leak as potentially damaging. Greg Cluxton, the White House.
The Democrats have chosen Chicago to host their 2024 national convention. Republicans decided to hold their 2024 convention in Milwaukee. Stocks are mixed right now on Wall Street. At the moment, the Dow is up 88 points, and the NASDAQ is down 64, and the S&P is off a fraction. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, this is Jason Hampton. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is a process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000.
A costly and complex cleanup is reviving Paris' Seine River just in time for it to play a starring role in the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Paris 2024. So the expand with making the Seine livable is a key part of Paris' future.
We have marathon swimming and triathlon for the Olympics and the Paralympics. It's been a project for decades. Imported from India, the caste system facing challenges in California.
The California Civil Rights Department has dismissed its caste discrimination lawsuit against 2 Cisco engineers. The lawsuit alleged that Sundar Iyer and Ramana Kapila, 2 high caste men of Indian descent, harassed and discriminated against the lower caste or Dalit engineers. Some Hindu groups are viewing this move as a victory and vindication for the 2 engineers. The lead advocates who are pushing for passage of the legislation in California to include caste and anti-discrimination laws say despite this move, the Cisco case continues to empower the marginalized. Keith Peters reporting.
Thousands of professors, part-time lecturers, and graduate student workers at New Jersey's Rutgers University are on strike for such job action in the school's 257-year history. More of these stories at townhall.com.
Mike Gallagher here. Now's the time to sign up for our trip to Israel this fall. Dennis Prager and I are headed back to the Holy Land this October. The Stand with Israel Tour. Thanks to our trusted partner, Inspiration Cruises and Tours, we're going to visit amazing places in Israel that will amaze and inspire you with every step of the way. Visit StayWithIsraelTour.com to learn more about this incredible journey. In Israel, we'll explore walk on the ancient streets of Jerusalem. We'll sail the Sea of Galilee inside replica first-century boats and visit the Western Wall, a spiritual experience you won't want to miss. Our expert guides will help explain the importance of each and every site. The food and accommodations are precisely designed with you in mind. No other trip will be like the Stand with Israel tour. Sign up today to travel with Dennis Prager and myself this October. Call 855-565-5519, 855-565-5519, or visit standwithisraeltour.com.
You're smart, you're busy, you don't have time to waste on a mainstream media cycle. Salem News Channel breaks this cycle. Topics that matter from hosts worth watching, Dennis D'Souza, and who will come, Brandon Tatum, and more. Open debate and free speech you won't find anywhere else. Salem News Channel, not like the other guys. Watch anytime on any screen, free, 24/7. Find everything you need to know at snc.tv. That's snc.tv. Streaming at 860amtheanswer.com, our free mobile app, iHeart, TuneIn, and the Odyssey app. This is 860 AM, The Answer.
This is your source for breaking news and what to make of it all. This is the Mike Gallagher Show.
January 6th, did you see what they did? Trump is coming back, but January 6th looms large. How about the fact that the guy who's president right now, former president?
Craig says the hearing is a political stunt and insists that New York City is actually very safe. You're all from New York. Is New York not safe? Oh, okay.
Now, from the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike Gallagher.
We got a lot on our plates, don't we? We're trying to digest another shooting, this time in Louisville, Kentucky. And incidentally, isn't it weird how that 5 p.m. Eastern show on Fox News, which is one of their highest rated shows, didn't even mention the shooting in Louisville? How do they miss big stories like this? This is like the third or fourth time in the last few months that they don't even acknowledge. Do you think they taped that show earlier? They don't, right? That's live. A lot of shows on Fox News are taped and you don't know it. Often Tucker and Hannity and Laura Ingraham, they tape in the afternoon. That was Bill O'Reilly's routine. He used to tape almost every day at 5 in the afternoon. And then he went home at 6, and then the show would air at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, whenever it was. And some of the shows, you can always tell, incidentally, there's a little trick, a little tip, rather, you can use. If they have a little bug in the upper left corner that has the Fox News Channel logo, and if it's live, it says live. If it just says Fox News with no live, it's pre-recorded. And a lot of people don't know that, but it's true. So I don't know. I don't know how you missed that topic. You have a shooting with 5 innocent, beautiful people killed. You got the Democrats immediately pouncing on gun control. Biden didn't waste any time. And the 5 didn't even mention it. Weirdest thing ever. Trump gave his speech. They had a big speech a couple months ago. Didn't even mention it. They make some weird choices. Hey, who am I? The show does well, and you got that whole rotating panel of people. But they make editorial decisions that are peculiar, to say the very least. Here's a conversation starter. I saw a tweet last night. With all that we've got going on in this country, with all the turmoil and the unrest, we are facing clearly a crucial election within the matter of a few months. 2024 is going to be a real big, powerful, epic decision at the ballot box. Grandpa Joe apparently says he's going to run again. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I think he told Al Roker, the Today Show weatherman, at the Easter egg roll, I think he said next year. I can't be sure. Lord knows we all need an interpreter with Grandpa Joe. But I think Al Roker was asking Biden, are you going to run next year? And I think Biden said he was. You be the judge.
So this is a fantastic event, one of my favorites of the year. I was just wondering, Mr. President, will you be taking part in the Easter egg rolls after 2024?
Well, I plan on at least 3 or 4 more Easter egg rolls.
At least 3 or 4 more?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5?
maybe 6. What the hell?
Are you saying that you would be taking part in our upcoming election in 2024?
Well, I'll either roll an egg or being the guy who's pushing them out.
Come on, help a brother out.
No. I plan on running out, but we're not prepared to announce it yet.
I mean, Joe Rogan is right. They're obsessed with January 6th and with Trump and with Stormy Daniels, and we got a guy who's the president right now who can't form a sentence. He makes up words, he stumbles through things, and no one says a thing about it. People act like that's normal. Do you think that was a normal answer? That's the President of the United States we're talking about. So, what are we going to do about it? Who's going to beat him? Who's going to beat the Democrats in 2024? You know, they supposedly are cranking out all these Gen Zers. I see all these TikTok videos. These young, enthusiastic kids are all excited about turning out the vote. Who's going to be the president of this country next year? There's a guy named D.C. Drano, who's a social media influencer. He's got a lot of followers on Twitter. I follow him. Often makes a lot of sense. I don't know anything about him. I just like some of his posts. And here's what he said last night that I direct to you. I want you to answer the question or the scenario that he raises. And this is going to be tricky, but let's put on our big boy pants. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. This is the tweet that I think nails it. And let me be very clear about the Republican nominee. You know me. Whoever the Republican nominee is, I'm all on board with. I said that in 2016. I said it in 20... I mean, that's my position. I respect the voters. And I'm going to respect the will of the people. And if Trump is the nominee, I'm all in for Trump. If DeSantis is the nominee, I'm all in for DeSantis. If Mike Pompeo is the nominee, I'm all in for Mike Pompeo. Whoever the Republican is, I'm behind. Okay, so let's just stipulate those. Get that on the table. But listen to what this social media influencer who goes by D. He writes this. Here's what I don't get about Ron DeSantis. He's hugely popular in Florida and widely seen by the MAGA base as the heir apparent to Trump. He's young. He has over $100 million in the bank. I want to circle back to that here in just a moment, too, okay? Can we make a note? He has over $100 million in the bank? Huh? But he also just recently got reelected. And it wasn't even close. I mean, he got reelected in a landslide. His term ends in 2027. He'd have nearly 2 full years to run for president in 2028. Why waste all that money, political capital, and goodwill to run and likely lose next year? Trump is going to hit him so hard in the primaries that a solid 30% or more of MAGA will probably never support DeSantis again, especially since his polls have rocketed after these indictments. Mike Pence made one giant mistake and crossed the base on January 6th, and now MAGA has crossed him off their list forever. Why flirt with that danger, Governor DeSantis? The only way this makes sense, he writes, is if Paul Ryan, Karl Rove, and the establishment machine want to use him as a pawn to weaken Trump. Please don't fall for it, Governor DeSantis. You're the president in 2028 with the full MAGA machine supporting you. Keep crushing it as Florida's governor and help Trump win in 2024. You'll only grow your support that way. Now, I'm having a hard time disagreeing with that post. How about you? Let's find out. 1-800-655-MIKE. One open line, 800-655-6453.
Subscribe to the Mike Gallagher Show podcast and stay current with all the important moments from the show. It's breaking news and what to make of it. The Mike Gallagher Show podcast. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the Mike Gallagher Show podcasts today.
I get it. DeSantis doesn't have $100 million in the bank personally. It's his campaign. Thank you, Derek. My producer just set the record straight and shared with me what D.C. Drano. Because I didn't think Ron DeSantis was a gazillionaire. All right. What I do know is pain relief can come in a variety of ways. Pharmaceutical, not so good. Trying to grin and bear it, not so good. Or Relief Factor, 100% drug-free pain relief. It's called ReliefFactor.com. Go to the site right now. Take the 3-week quick start. It costs $19.95. You try it for 3 weeks. Take it out for a test drive. Over 70% of people who order Relief Factor that way order it again because it works. How do I know? Because I'm a happy customer. No pain for me. No pain for you. ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com or call 800-500-8384 for Relief Factor.
I'm Lisa, and I'm a family medicine physician, and I'm 51 years old. And thanks to Balance of Nature, I feel great. Being a family medicine doctor is the most fulfilling career in the world. I'm never, ever bored. I help people, but it's also incredibly stressful. My approach to stress is to exercise, and I exercise hard. With Balance of Nature, I recover about twice as fast. Fruits and vegetables are so important to keeping healthy, and we try to vary things up, but there's only so many things you can actually purchase at the store, put on your plate, and eat in a day. And so even if your diet is fantastic, Balance of Nature adds little bits and pieces that maybe you're not getting already. So it's extraordinary research. My advice in my practice is just keep eating healthy, and Balance of Nature is a great way to get anything that's missing.
To better health with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order and get this special offer by using discount code MikeG.
It's around tax season, and those famous words from a great American president come to mind. He said, the 9 most terrifying words in the English language, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Government isn't helping us. Their spending addiction is driving up inflation, pushing up the cost on everything from groceries to gas. Then to add insult to injury, they raise your taxes. I want you to save money where you can without having to sacrifice. For your cell phone coverage, you need Pure Talk. Pure Talk is my cell phone company. They're on a mission to save the average American family almost $1,000 a year on their wireless bill, because it isn't right being overcharged every month for a basic need. Look at your phone bill right now. I'll bet you're paying $80 a month per line to a company that doesn't really care about you. They just want your money. Pure Talk gives you talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $30 a month. No contract. Dial pound 250, say Mike Gallagher. You'll save 50% off your first month. Their U.S. customer service team will make switching easy, I promise. Dial pound 250, say Mike Gallagher, and start saving now with Pure Talk.
Mike Gallagher.
This is Albert Mohler for townhall.com. So how do you get on the Supreme Court in Wisconsin? Evidently, you break all the rules, declare your position on issues that will come before the court, and run with lots of liberal outside funding. That's how Milwaukee Judge Janet Protasiewicz won her runoff race on April the 4th. The race will go down as the most expensive judicial race in American history, at least so far. Judge Protasiewicz ran to the left, breaking convention and setting up likely challenges to her role in future cases by declaring her values, such as a right to abortion. That issue is sure to come before the court in short order, as will the establishment of congressional districts in Wisconsin. Americans easily forget how important the courts are, and this is a wake-up call for conservatives. If we keep losing elections like this one, we will see the left take over the courts seat by seat. Did we work so hard for 50 years, only to surrender now? I'm Albert Mohler.
Publicpolicy.pepperdine.edu. There's still time for business owners to claim their federal aid under the Employee Retention Tax Credit Program. Cash refunds of up to $26,000